Good day and welcome to Miss Valley Entertainment News. My name is Dread. Hey, so I just woke up and I was about to record a video on what's gone on over the last few days with the Day Before game. Now, if you've heard of the Day Before, you may know it had big hype in the past. It was number one wish list game on Steam for a while, and then the Steam ended up pulling it off of Steam for a bit, completely shutting it right down, and before it was brought back there were a lot of issues. There's a lot of questions about practices by the company, including not paying employees. There was a lot of games that they had abandoned early after launching the game. There were just a lot of questions coming up, and then there was a lot of questions too about some of their trailers, how they were complete ripoffs of other game trailers, and how things looked too good in their trailers and they didn't believe was actual gameplay, etc., etc., etc. There was a lot of questions going around the internet about the Day Before, and the Day Before kept getting pushed back too. I got pushed back, I believe, 3 times. Well, it finally came out, and so it came out a few days ago. I was going to sit down today and do a video talking about some of the videos that have come out about the game. I was not going to buy the game myself. I was not going to pay $45, $50, whatever the hell it was for that game. I was not going to support the company, but I really wanted to get the news out to those of you who didn't know and maybe were looking at the game that you probably shouldn't be buying it. And here's why. Janky gameplay, asset flip, not much in the game, bad stuttering, etc., etc., bugs all over the place. But then I just woke up today and I sat down, I looked at the internet, and I immediately came across 2 videos talking about the fact that the studio's been shut down. I have not watched these yet. Excuse me, as I said, I just woke up. I am tired. So let's watch a couple of videos here and go through what they're saying about the Day Before and their studio. So this one's from Asmongold TV. It says the Day Before was so bad they shut down their studio.
A situation. There's a game called The Day Before, referring to whenever they started developing the game. And it was released a few days ago, and people were not having fun. There were immediate memes, articles written, videos made,
Hey, it was
tweets tweeted.
People were already saying it was the worst game of the year. There was immediately more hatred for it than there was for Starfield, and at least Starfield had people who did defend it. Um, whether you think that's rightful or not, people defended it. People said it was a great game. People said they enjoyed it. Most of those people who played Starfield and said that have now moved on from the game and have at least somewhat changed their opinion. But um, this legit, after it came out, people were like, "This is the worst game of the year. This is terrible."
Posts sent, Reddit threads updated, all about one singular problem: the game being shit.
That's not a good thing.
FNTASTIC,
Yeah.
the developer, after a few days, has come out with their official statement. Today, we announced the closure of FNTASTIC Studio.
Serious?
Unfortunately,
I kind of half thought this was a joke. I would have to imagine the most of the people who bought it refunded it. I would have to imagine most of the people who bought it, quite honestly, were streamers and reviewers, and they probably played for a few hours and then refunded. I saw somebody break down, I can't remember if it was Asmongold or not, so sorry about that, Asmongold, if it was you. Like he watches my videos. Maybe he does. I saw somebody break down and try to figure out exactly how much they had already made the first day or two on this game, and figured that the company had made over $3 million on the game first couple days. So if they're saying they shut down because they got broke, the game costs an awful lot, or they had a lot of financing they can't pay off, or enough people refunded they just didn't make money. I don't know. Honestly, though, I kind of half thought this was a joke. I'm actually a little shocked.
The day before has failed financially, and we lack the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off debts to our partners. We invested our efforts, resources,
Way to go, people.
and
Way to go,
man hours
consumers.
into the development of the day before, which was our first huge game. We really wanted to release new patches and reveal the full potential of the game, but unfortunately, we don't have the funding to continue the work. Hey guys, they wanted to make the game, but it's now our fault.
Yeah.
It's important to note that
like how, as far as I know, this game never came out in early access. This was a actual release of a game that had been hyped for years. So, you know what? Test your own game before you put it out. Developers, designers, test your own game before you put it out and make sure you're putting out a full product. And if you're not, put it out in early access and have a clear roadmap for it. I don't remember any early access or any roadmap they had for, you know, the game being complete here later on if you just stick with us. So this was a fully released game that was shit. That's not a good thing. If you release a shit game, you're gonna get shit for money. I mean, common sense. It's not the consumer's fault. It's the company's fault. Trust me, it's the company.
we didn't take any money from the public during the development of the day before. Yeah, you did. You took it whenever you started selling the game. Do you really want me to say, oh yeah, no, on December 7th, no, the game came out? No, it didn't. That was just whenever the alpha ended and it went into beta. Like, it wasn't ready by then. You know it. And how do you know it? You admit it. You say, new patch is real full potential of the game. Okay, so you're saying the game was released without its full potential. Okay, so then it wasn't ready. I mean, there it is. Like, what are we talking about here?
True.
Everybody knows it.
Can't
When
really
you play
argue
the game,
that.
you know this.
Why am I not subscribed to
orders
Asmongold?
or
I should be.
crowdfunding campaigns. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into the game. You need to find a different career. Because if that took you 5 years to come up with that piece of shit.
Oh, man. Asmongold is great for just calling it like it is. I mean, sometimes, you know, Asmongold will rub people the wrong way. But he's really a peach of a guy when it comes just to laying it out there and not being afraid to actually give his opinion.
Or crowdfunding campaigns. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into the game. You need to find a different career. Because if that took you 5 years to come up with that piece of shit, you need to just go do something else. Go work. It was
an asset flip. I've looked at the game. I've seen people play it live. I've seen people review it after the fact. I've watched the footage. The game was an asset flip. They literally bought everything off of Unreal 5, the building, the city, and then they bought the city you start out in, and then they bought like the survival pack and added it in there, and they did actually very minimal amount of work themselves, and it showed. It showed. And clearly they don't know how to make a game that's an MMO survival game. Because it was really, as people who played it said, neither of those. It was just an extraction game with really, really bad jank and really bad everything.
Work at McDonald's. Well, I guess now they'll have time. At the moment, the future of the day before and prop night is unknown, but servers will remain operational. We apologize if we didn't meet your expectations. We did everything within our power, but unfortunately we miscalculated our capabilities. Creating games is an incredibly challenging endeavor.
It is.
We're grateful for everyone who has supported us during these difficult years. It's been a fantastic journey over the last 8 years. Spent 8 years being a failure. Spent 8 years sucking. Spent 8 years making trash.
8 years, yeah. Well, you spent the last 5 years of you developing this game. He said it was over 5 years. For the last 5 years, ripping off everybody else because you had no original idea of your own, and you didn't even know how to pull off those ripoffs. Fantastic. In my opinion, the Fantastic Company, good fucking riddance. You were trash human beings who just looked to suck the money out of everyone's bank accounts. That's all you fucking cared about. Don't tell me that they cared about the games and they cared about the people. There may have been an occasional person who worked for them or, you know, did work for them who cared. But as a company and as a whole, they did not give a shit about anything but the money. And they weren't even smart enough in business to learn how to do things properly and to make something good that people actually wanted, not just hype something that people thought they wanted that didn't actually exist.
You release this game and it sucks. That's it. You know, I got a word for this, a phrase, losers lose. The game was fucking garbage. Everybody refunded it. You can't make any money. And Rip Bozo, rest in piss, you won't be missed. Another shitty game development company that has no business taking people's money down in the shitter.
True. I agree.
See ya. That's what I think.
And they showed it over the lifetime of their studio,
People like
not
to
just
feel
this
bad
game.
for them. I don't. Losers lose. They sold a piece of shit for $40. $40 is a lot of money. Everybody that bought that game got scammed. It sucks. What you promised in the game, you said it would be an MMO, an open world game. Is it? No, it's not.
Nope.
Well, then you're lying. You literally said things that didn't happen. Oh, well. Did Steam do 100% refund post 2 hours? I think Steve should, or not Steve. Yeah.
Steve.
Well, yeah, can somebody
Hey,
contact Steve and tell him to get us all refunds, bro? Bro, who's...
Asmongold. Are you drinking, man? Who the hell is Steve? Oh, I'm drinking coffee, but oh gosh, I'm tired.
Steve got to give us all refunds for this fucking shit the day before. How do I refund this piece of shit? Manage. I don't even know how to refund a game. I'll figure it out later on. Anyway, so yeah. Account details? I'll deal with it later because of fuck.
Yeah,
so let's go back over here. Lyric says, holy shit. Ko says, oh wow. Myth says, a bit off more than they could chew, paid the price. Bro. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah, that's one way to say
it. Crazy.
It's not a scam, guys. Just give them time. There's Crom.
Just give
oh,
them
wow.
time.
You guys are actual pieces of shit.
I believe that's
hope
sarcasm.
someone puts together a nice lawsuit. There's no lawsuit required. I don't want to sue them because, like, imagine them trying to set up a lawsuit. Bro, that... What if the lawsuit takes longer than the game to come out? Who the fuck wants to sue them? The only person that should be thinking about suing them is their publisher. I believe they had this like mobile game publisher that was like actually kind of legit. And the mobile game publisher, now they should think about suing them. Like, I do actually really think that.
Maybe.
Because, like, they just made them look stupid as fuck in less than a week. The day before, the week after. There it is. This will go down in gaming history books as one of the worst.
I mean, it's not funny. It's everything we thought this was going to be. It was, but the only thing that really surprised me was that they dropped out so quick. I thought they would suck more people out of their money, but people have been smart. People have been smart enough to refund this game when they realized that's how bad it was, that people weren't dumb with this one. Saying a lot because there's a lot of dumb people out there. Hello, people who think Starfield is the best game ever made. And yes, many of you quoted that to me and to others. Starfield is the best game ever made. And no, you weren't being funny. You were being serious in your rant about how everyone who doesn't like Starfield could go fuck off and die. Like, people who get that passionate about a game, like, you could be passionate about a game. Okay, you could be passionate about for a game, and you could say how much you love a game, and you could, you could even say the game is good when people disagree with you. But there's a point where you go to, this game is actually game of the year. This game is actually the best game ever made. Where you become past a fan and you become a fanatic. You have something wrong with your brain. Right? So anyways, kidding off of Starfield. God, why do I keep getting on to Starfield? The only thing that really surprised me with this whole situation was, like, 2 or 3 days after it launches, the company folds and says they didn't make any money because of refunding. I'm glad that that's what happened, because the company should take the hit for this, not the people. But I'm still surprised. Sometimes people surprise me in good ways. let's see what Kyra says the day before is a huge scam already officially dead. Don't know who this person is. Never seen them before.
I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know if this is some kind of elaborate joke, or I guess it isn't. Just running some SFK real quick on my new druid on Season of Discovery, and somebody pings me and says, "FNTASTIC have finally spoken about the day before." And how have they spoken? They're closing down the studio. Now, bear in mind, this game, they just launched their, revolutionary next generation zombie survival MMO 4 days ago. Their new game just launched 4 days ago, and they're closing down. I'll read the statement. I've not read this yet.
Pretty incredible.
Today we announced the closure of FNTASTIC Studio. Fucking Overwatch fart noise in just insert that one in there. Yeah. Unfortunately, the day before has failed financially. You could have fucking seen that one coming.
I was just gonna say hello. We all hoped that was gonna happen. I mean, we hoped it was gonna happen because if everything was leading up to what we thought this was, we certainly hoped it would happen. If it ended up being a good game and surprised us all, then no, we wouldn't want it to fail, obviously, financially or otherwise. But there didn't seem to be much hope for that at all.
And we like the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off debts to our partners. Now, I want you guys to understand something here. A company doesn't just, fail like that.
By the way, I believe they put that line out to try to make people think, oh, well, they got debts, so I guess I shouldn't refund the game then, I should feel bad for them and not refund and ask my money back. I believe that's why they put that in there, hoping to tug on the heartstrings. Do they have debts? They probably do. Yes. But who knows where their loans and things came from? Who knows how they got them? Who knows what the conditions are? Maybe they're shady in their loan dealings too and managed to get out of their loans without actually paying for them. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they took a lot of that money instead of putting it into the game and they invested in other things that made them money. These are crooked fucking businessmen, so we really don't know. So don't get all sad like, oh, boo-hoo, they need the money that they made to try to pay off their loans now. Oh my, I feel so bad. No, not at all. Not at all. If you bought this game, fucking refund it now. Because it is a dead game a couple of days after launch. Get your money back.
That's not how the world works. That's not how business works. The fact that they now don't have the funds and that the day before is now launched in this state and failed financially now means that they'd already failed financially and they launched this game for one of two reasons. One,
yes, it means their finances are in such bad shape they had to put this game out this year because they had no more finances. They had nothing left. They needed to recoup money immediately. Thus, put out a game that was completely shit and completely not even finished, not ready.
One is a complete Hail Mary to try and see, maybe people buy it and we earn enough money to stay afloat. Or two is a fucking shameless cash grab to just get something out there to get some money to pay off these debts to their partners.
Probably number two.
Presumably here that being Mytona, the company that is their publisher and above them. But who knows, because they don't talk about it. So we invested all our efforts, resources, and man hours into the development of the day before, which was our first huge game. The other games, bear in mind again as well, some context you need to understand here if you've not followed this whole thing.
Yep. He's going to talk about the history of the company, I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched this before, but I imagine that's what's happening here. Good info.
Every game that they're about to show here, that we're going to go through in a minute, they released, and then within weeks or months, abandoned completely. This is literally exactly what people were saying in the 2-year run-up of knowing the day before was coming out and talking about, is the game real?
not only is it great this company is shut down, but due to their past history, you should follow them closely and be aware anyone involved with this game. Um, if they go into other gaming companies, beware. Or if they open another gaming company, beware. Be aware of it. Keep your eyes and ears open because you don't want these guys involved in the gaming industry in any way, shape, or form. Because they're crooks and they're liars.
Is the game fake? Are they scamming? You know, how can they deliver on this huge thing that they're saying they're going to? People repeatedly brought up, they released all these games and then immediately just rode off into the sunset and no longer supported the games. Not within 4 days, though. This is a speed run. Destroy your studio, destroy everyone's reputation, take people's money for nothing. Any percent speed run. So this was their first huge game. We really wanted.
So I do apologize. I'm having some eye issues due to my high blood pressure medication. It's making me very light sensitive. Just gonna put the sunglasses on.
To release new patches to reveal the full potential of the game. Unfortunately, we don't have the funding to continue the work. There's no... Right. There's two things you can say about the day before. One, if they kept working on it, maybe one day it could be a serviceable game for what it now is. And two, it has shown anybody out there that's looking to make a zombie survival MMO or an open world zombie game like a DayZ, like a Scum, like one of these games, or an extraction game that is like Escape from Tarkov, but a little bit on the light.
Shout out to Scum, by the way. I used to play a lot of Scum. I didn't appreciate some of the changes that were made, so I eventually left that game. But shout out to Scum. If you like single player / multiplayer zombie survival type games, if you haven't checked out Scum, you should really give it a chance. Like I say, I was a huge supporter of it. If you go to my Miss Valley Gaming channel, you'll find I have a lot of videos on Scum, and I played specifically almost all single player. Although I did play on some servers and stuff where I was with other people and stuff, and teamed up with others at times. Most of my gameplay is going to be pretty old. There's been a lot of updates since. In fact, I believe that game must be getting fairly close to full launch at this point. Been early access for a while. I think 2018, something like that. Anyways, I enjoyed a lot of Scum, and I have nothing but respect for the devs over there, despite my issues with the game. By the time I left, they were more about the fact that it was changing the game, taking aspects that I liked, and was just making the game harder for somebody like me who wasn't a great gamer. I don't have quick reactions, and I don't have this and that, so. Certain type of games become difficult, and the game slowly was changing. But I would highly recommend you check out Scum.
Aside in terms of the barrier for entry and the hardcore aspect of it, maybe a little bit faster paced, a little bit more arcadey is how I like to refer to it. That there is a massive, huge audience out there that would absolutely gobble up one of those games any day of the week if you released it. So this is a good thing overall for the industry to know that hopefully some people are paying attention and thinking, okay, let's make that our next game. Someone that hopefully has a little bit more credibility and ability to deliver. And also, obviously, a shame that they didn't continue, even though, again, I think this game is absolutely shameless in what they've done and should be looked into by Steam. Obviously, if you bought this game already, refund the fucking game right now. Stop this video, go to Steam, refund it. There's no more the day.
You don't know how to refund it? Look it up. Google it. It'll tell you how to refund a game on Steam. It'll tell you exactly how to do it.
Day before it's over, before it even started, blink your eye, it's done. Important to note that we didn't take any money from the public during the development of the day before. Just when we released it, of course. There were no pre-orders or crowdfunding campaigns. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into the game. I just don't... knowing now that it's all assets, again, refer to my previous video that came out
5 years
a couple of hours ago, talking about the day before, to see that my opinion
Party with hookers?
Assets,
what did you do with the money for 5 years?
Assets, I mean, store-bought assets. Assets are assets. I mean store-bought, pre-made stuff you can buy off the Unreal Engine Marketplace or Unity Marketplace if you're on that platform. I don't think using assets is a problem, but I do think it's very odd to me to try and conceptualize that you spent 5 years working on something when we know everything in the game was bought off the marketplace. Obviously, you don't just stick them in the engine and they all work together and there you have a game. But considering the day before is such a bad game with so many problems, I don't see where those 5 years went, man. I really don't see where we need an insider to speak to one of these content creators and have the full story out there of what the fuck happened with this game, because there's no way that this was 5 years worth of work. There is no conceivable way that this could be 5 years of work. I can't understand that.
I completely agree. So that is your look at the day before and FNTASTIC. The studio is now closed. Please refund your game. Don't feel bad for them. They're a bunch of crooks and liars. They've been lying the whole time, and now all they wanted is your money for a game that is shit. So please don't feel bad for them. This is what happens when you can't cut the mustard. And when you continue to lie to try to bring more money in is all you're doing. I mean, your lies are not only fooling the people into believing you have a great game, but all your lies and your trailers and everything else is trying to bring in more investors, more funding is what's happening. So they could talk all they want about loans. I bet you that they made money hand over fist off their investors, and I bet you they've hidden that money, they've socked that money away, they've reinvested that money elsewhere to make more money off that money. These guys are professional shysters, crooks, and liars. Don't think for a minute that they come out of this down money. I don't believe it for a second. So good riddance, FNTASTIC. That's what I do to developers like you. You suck. Goodbye. And the day before, like I say, is as most of us thought it was going to be. We had hoped that this awesome-looking survival zombie MMO type game was going to be everything it promised. We were all like, oh, if only this will be the next big thing, maybe, but oh, I don't know. But hopefully, but oh, it's really, oh, there's warning signs, but maybe, hope has died. Hope has died. And so was FNTASTIC. Everybody from Miss Valley Entertainment News. My name is Dread. Again, sorry about the glasses. Eyes are very light sensitive right now, tearing up, painful. My blood pressure medication. Not really liking it. It's going to be another, 4 weeks before I see a doctor, though, so I really got to just deal with it. Some days it's pretty bad. Some days it's almost non-noticeable. Anyways, it is what it is. Check out the links down below to Miss Valley Gaming, where, again, you can find some of my Scum videos if you're interested. Miss Valley Skyrim, where I do exclusive Skyrim content. That's a lot of role play elements and stuff over there. Have a lot of fun in Skyrim, making characters and telling stories. Of course, we got this channel, Miss Valley Entertainment News, which has really taken off lately, and I really do appreciate it. If you like this channel, share it with others you know, whether it be if you're in a Discord with others, if you're talking to other people who like the kind of content I put out. I'd appreciate any kind of push I could get here, because I really do enjoy putting out this content for y'all, and hopefully you're enjoying it as well. Also, Miss Valley Discord, link down below to my Discord page. I post all my videos to Miss Valley Discord, so it's a place you can go and find all my videos as well. I am constantly on there every day, and I'm talking about what I'm finding on the internet, in music, in movies, in memes. I talk about Star Wars stuff because I love me some Star Wars. We talk about cats. We talk about whatever whatever's going on currently in entertainment. All that kind of stuff, and I love to share B movie reviews and just different things of that nature. I do some cooking stuff where I share recipes that I've tried that I really enjoyed. upload lots of pictures, all that kinds of stuff is all there on the Discord. And it's a really great bunch of people. Most of the people on there still, I think probably at least over half of them are content creators themselves. They check in from time to time, but they're very busy with their own Discords and their own things they're doing. It's a great way to hook up, though, with other content creators. You maybe check through the list of people on my Discord and start checking some of them out. You might find some you want to follow as well. That's excellent. So a lot of the people on the Discord don't feel like they have to get involved in conversations with me or others. The opportunity is there for you to start a conversation, continue a conversation, whatever you may desire, as long as you're respectful to others. It's cool, but you don't have to. You can just be there to read and get out. I don't mind either way, but the opportunity is there. I'd love to have you join Miss Valley Discord if you're so inclined. Anyways, for Miss Valley Entertainment News, once again, my name is Dread. This handsome monkey is Trent. He doesn't show up much on this channel because we try to keep it serious. And everybody, kudos for bringing down FNTASTIC, not believing their shit, and don't forget, refund your game. That's all.